Hi, it's Kathy from Raven Vintage, and this is a summary of the 100-day project, my thoughts on it, and I have a few takeaways from the project to share with you. So the 100-day project was something I was invited to try this year by Kara Brandon. So thank you, Kara, for the prompt to give this a go. I was recently, well, back in February, I was gifted an entire box full of greeting cards, like new greeting cards and envelopes. So when Kara mentioned that to me and I knew I had all those envelopes, I thought, well, let's do 100 different ideas of ways to use envelopes in our junk journals. So of course I wanted to do something junk journal related, and we ended up with two large books of ideas. So look at everything we did in 100 days. It went by so fast. And a lot of you were sad to see it coming to an end. And me too, but I'm glad to have the pressure off of having something every single day. But even that being said, I couldn't wait to start making another journal and jump on here with you again and invite you back to my craft room. So we're going to take a look at not all of these, but I'm going to show you some of my favorites. We'll flip through quickly, and while we're doing that, I'm going to share with you my 7 takeaways from doing the 100-day project. So in having a little difficulty finding room for these 2 big books. Right now I have I don't know if you noticed in my intro video, but everything from that side of my craft room is pulled back behind me because I have the company coming next week to work on my windows, so I needed to make room for them. So I'm feeling a little squished back here, but I will find a place in my craft room to display these because I would like to display them on a shelf like this. I think that would be beautiful, and at least for a while, because I'm very inspired by all this work that we did. I cannot believe that we did all of, look at this, look at what we did. It's amazing to me. Anyways, this is day 1 to 50. And I wanted to share with you some pros and cons, my takeaways about the 100-day challenge, what I think of it, and would I recommend it or not. So I'm just going to flip through while I talk about 7 takeaways. They're more like personal lessons, I guess. A little bit of creativity lessons as well. But this is, and I've tried to sum it up into words that I think they are screenshot worthy for me, because I'm going to be adding these to my journal. So I have learned from the 100-day project with you. This is not me alone. This is what I have learned doing this with you. That number 1, progress over perfection. So doing something daily shifts the focus from making it perfect to simply just making. You learn to show up, let go of perfectionism, and trust the creative process. So at the beginning, I wanted to do beautiful, some sort of signatory number on each one to show what day it was. I ended up later on just writing them in. I wanted to do these full page spreads at the beginning, like that, and like this. And then I soon realized that I don't need to make a full, beautiful journal. Like, I'm not making a journal. I'm doing a book of ideas. None of it even has to match. And I had to let go of that perfectionism part of it. And because I thought that that's what I needed to show you. No, what I needed to show you was how the structure part, like what are we going to do with the envelopes actually? How are we going to actually use envelopes in our junk journals? So once I got my head it didn't take me too long to learn that lesson. That was one of the first things I realized was, no, it's just about the envelopes. It's not about an entire, I can make a page spread look like a page spread simply because I have one background paper. So it pulls it together, but it doesn't have to match the next page. It was my point. It doesn't have to be an entire theme throughout. So I was really happy to learn that lesson early, fail fast. I don't know if you ever heard that term, but I was really glad to get over that quite early in the, like by day 5. The second thing I learned is that creativity loves consistency. And I really believe this. So I'm not always waiting to be inspired to create. No, by continuously focusing on the envelopes and the envelope project, the inspiration just kept coming and coming and coming. So for example, I would be looking for things in real life that had the shape of a flap, so a triangle shape. So chevron. So that is something we see out in the real world on, signage or something. So that was like, oh, let's do a chevron shape with the envelopes. That was, and then also just looking at other junk journal ideas. They didn't necessarily have to be envelope ideas, but by me being focused on the envelopes, I thought, oh, why can't we do a waterfall with envelopes instead of just regular paper? So it just kind of came naturally just by being consistent. So I don't think that creativity is always about inspiration. I think creativity thrives with that structure of focus and consistency, and this daily practice kind of trains your brain to generate ideas more freely and notice inspiration just in everyday things. Number 3, small efforts add up. Now, this is something my dad used to always talk about, when he would say, like when we were facing something difficult, and he would say, picture yourself, go down to the Port Dover Pier, stand on the pier and toss a penny into the water, and keep doing that. Now think if you did that every single day, and you kept doing it, you kept throwing a penny in the same spot off the pier. Well, eventually those pennies would mound up and build up, and eventually you could step off that pier onto that pile of pennies without getting your feet wet because you've built something. And it took a long time, but you were consistent and you kept at it. It was just a metaphor that my dad always used about pennies off the pier, and I will never forget that. And look at us. Every day we did one humble little envelope project, maybe 2 envelopes sometimes, but look at how that added up to this body of work, really. So like an envelope might seem small, but over 100 days, look at this body of work we created. It proves that little steps taken consistently lead to big results. And that is just a good life lesson all around, whether it's pennies off a pier or making a journal. Number 4, creative confidence grows. So by trying new techniques and new materials and new ideas on a daily basis, I developed confidence, not just in my craft of junk journaling, but in my ability to follow through on this creative commitment. I proved something to myself, and I wasn't sure, because I've never taken on something like this before, if I could do it. I knew it would be filming, editing, preparing, first of all, or coming up with the idea, first of all, getting your materials ready, then filming, then editing, then uploading. I knew it wasn't just 20 minutes a day. I knew there was going to be sometimes hours involved on a daily basis. And for 100 days, you're thinking, 3 months, can I do that? Can I actually do that? And guess what? I did. So this is one of my favorites here. This is I'm not so sure if it's because of the layers, or I'm a little partial to this morning stroll kit. It's just beautiful, but I really love this look here. I think it speaks junk journal to me. I love it. And this is something I would use in a junk journal time and time again. This layered envelope look, I love it. Number 5, community. This, to me, not that these are in any specific order, but I think this is my biggest takeaway. Number 5, community fuels creativity. So I shared my progress. You shared your progress. You told me, some of you sent pictures of the envelopes you tried, or you would tell me about it, or you would tell me that you were inspired to make a certain envelope, or you really liked a certain day, or you really liked a certain paper. And that sense of community in sharing back and forth tips, ideas, support for each other. You guys are wonderful. I was excited every day to get up and read the comments from yesterday's video. And it was your comments that kept me inspired, and in more ways than you know. And you guys also helped me learn a lot about myself. And you were like a mirror for me. So I was not expecting that at all. That was unexpected. In a nice way, a good way. This one's really pretty. It's an ephemera holder. I'll put that back together later, but that's the tea party and the bunting. I think every journal needs a bunting. It's just so pretty. And then this here is just gorgeous. It's a collage. So pretty with one focal point in the middle. So simple, but use up your scraps and then add up one little simple embellishment. How gorgeous is that? Here we've added a hinge. It's this tea party wallpaper kit, I think, that really sets it off. But I love how all of the papers just go together anyway. Old music sheets. This is a notebook. That was a fun one. But that sense of community that we have built, that was such a pleasant surprise. It's grown the channel. I've made friends. I've gotten to know some of you. Some of you have gotten to know my dog even. Like, this is just, it was such a pleasant surprise. I really was not expecting that just from some envelope project. Look at where we are. This one's really pretty. It's a wedding. There's their church, and there's the happy couple, and there's their wedding certificate. I love this tag. I love all these colors. I quite like that project right there. I'm going to say that's one of my favorites as well. But that sense of community, I have, like I said, you guys were like a mirror for me. Photo corners, just a reminder to use your photo corners. I think that, oh, what was this one? Oh, here. Maybe, I don't know if you can see or not, but this was, we did gussets. We used the wedding certificates. We made gusseted edges for these envelopes. I think this one is as well. Yeah. So to remind myself what those projects were there. But that leads me to number 6, and that's that your voice matters. And that's like a lesson for myself. And this goes for you too. But this was a lesson that I needed to learn. I didn't realize I needed to learn. But this is so pretty. I think I really like this one too. But the repetition in doing this day after day after day, it helped me discover my own unique style. And I always say that if you've been with me for a while, you know I say that. Your style will find you. Just keep practicing, and your junk journal style will find you. But I'm talking about as a content creator, or as someone that does tutorials or shares, that does videos, your style of teaching will find you as well. So whatever you gravitate towards, how you adapt ideas, it all becomes part of your signature creative voice. And by voice, I don't just mean just how I sound, but how I present and how I teach, and what I commit to being some, you kind of set your boundaries for your channel, what you will and won't talk about, and what you will and won't tolerate, that sort of thing. But all in all, it's you guys have been a mirror for me. You have responded with comments about my voice being, or my delivery being calm, that my teaching style is easy to follow, and how much you appreciate it, that I'm not flashy. Those of you that have commented, you know, and you have been a mirror for me. And I have to say, you have allowed me to see myself in a way that I never would have considered. And I am grateful to you, because it's really helped me, I don't want to say heal, but it really helped me see myself in a light that I never would have before. You turned a negative into a positive for me, and I will always be grateful for that. So that leads us to number 7. Oh, and that's the end of this book. Let's get our second book out before we lose light here. Making time to create is worth it. You learn that carving out time for creativity each day, it not only nurtures your mental health, your well-being, but it helps you with your focus, and it brings you happiness, and it gives you something to look forward to. Wax seals. We had to do wax seals because it's envelopes. This is one of my favorites. This is something I learned from Cindy A. Lewis. It's an easel. Isn't that fabulous? I love that. I absolutely love that. And it's also a pocket, a side-loading pocket here as well. Like that is just absolutely fabulous. I love that one. But doing this consistently every day for 100 days has made me realize that I do want to be in my craft room every day. Whether maybe not committing to doing a video every single day, because that's, you know, that takes a bit of commitment. Oh, and a house. We had to do a house because of the peak. Had to do a house. Love the house. That was a cute one. Really like that one. This is the Leanne kit. Is that glued on there? Oh, I guess that's glued right on there. Who knows what that's from? This is one of my favorites too. This is called Chatterbox. This was an idea I had in my brain, and I'm so glad it turned out the way I hoped. So it's just different little sizes of word flips, or places where you can write little words of the day or verses, maybe a Bible verse or a quote. Isn't that cute? And I call that one Chatterbox. That is one of my favorites right there. Here we did some different styles of closures. So pretty. That's the Leanne kit. Hello, birdie. I made a top-loading pocket out of them. Just gorgeous. And then we started decorating a little bit more. See how we went back to the decorating again? And we did a cutout. That's again with the Leanne kit. And then we got into some stenciling, so that was new for me. And that's another thing. You guys let me try things that I hadn't tried before, like the wax seal, never done before. Stenciling, never done before. So I was comfortable enough with you, with my crew, my community, to try things. And I was comfortable enough to fail. And I think that says a lot. So I think that comes down to this as well. This is also one of my favorites. Using vellum in our journals, I love. But I love using the vintage photo ink on vellum. I think it just looks so authentic. I love it. I just love it. This is the Travel Bug kit. This is the kit I'm going to be using for the project we're working on right now, which is the Altered Book series. This is the kit I'm going to be using, is the Travel Bug kit. So if you are joining me for that, these be prepared. That's what we're going to be doing. There's some more of the Travel Bug kit here and here as well. And then we moved into Edith Holden. But back to what I was saying for number 7, making time to create is worth it. And I think that this 100-day project really proved that to me. It helped me understand that I don't care if it's 5 minutes in my craft room or 5 hours. My soul needs it. I feel, and I might not be creating a page spread every day. I might be tidying up a drawer, or I might be, you know, cutting out some pieces of scrapbook paper and prepping for tags or something. I might be just inking stuff. I might be, you know, I might be working on a digital on my computer. Not necessarily making a journal every day, but just in my creative space. It's, to me, it's a safe space. It's a nurturing space. It's like a hug. It's just something I need in my life right now. And I'm very grateful to have, like my dog. I'm grateful for my dog. My dog means a lot to me. My dog has been a support. Not that she's actually a, you know, like a support animal, but she's been a wonderful support to me. Pets are wonderful. Pets are absolutely, isn't that pretty? I love this postcard. Pets are so wonderful. So if you can appreciate how a pet gives you support, to me, our craft rooms also give us support. No, they don't snuggle up on your lap, but but your craft room certainly brings you that peace and joy, and it's an escape from other things. This is a great little project too, this one little envelope. So an envelope with the flap upside down, so folded up. So I guess the envelope's just upside down. And then we trimmed here with the thumb notch for a top loading pocket. So when this is together, this is a pocket on the front, that's a pocket on the back. And then we did the top loading pocket there. And then on the edge, we opened it up and did a side loading pocket here. And then we just stapled in a couple pieces of paper here and covered it with washi. And then the staples are covered by that piece of paper. And that is just a darling little thing. It'll fit in your purse. Oh, it's so cute. I love that one. That's a good little project. Here's something with losing parts. Where'd this come from? Look at all the writing space with this one. Wonderful, the butterfly door. We did some lattice, gorgeous. We did a lot of different projects. We did some really neat things. Stacked pockets, a big faux postage stamp, that reverse stamping where we did the distressing. We added a decal to some vellum, so pretty. We did basket weaving like we did when we were kids. That was fun. We did a quilt board. I think quilt boards should be in every single journal. I love those. We did diamond French doors. We used some gesso. So that was also a new experience for me. So in this application. So thank you again for allowing me to experiment with you. This wraparound is really neat because you don't expect to have this hidden space back here. Love that. And this here is one of my favorite projects too. It is the faux tag. So I added this trim to the outside of the envelope so it looks like a pocket, and it looks like this tag is in the pocket, but actually the tag is part of the envelope. So when you open up the envelope where we there's a belly band inside, and we've made a pocket here. So it's actually part of the folder itself, but it looks like a tag inside the pocket there. We did these little birdies. This was another angled pocket, another version of an angled pocket. Like that. Got to use these feathers that I never get to use for anything, but I thought they looked really cute with the songbirds papers and this and the avocado paper together. How cute was that together? Yeah, I don't know where these came out of. Somewhere. I'll have to figure that out. But that's okay. So that was it. And then day 100, of course. Day 100 was the envelope journal, and I knew right from the very beginning that this was going to be the finale. I knew because it was a bigger project. It would be the longest one. But I love an envelope journal. They're so easy. They're no-sew. We did this journal topper by staggering these items here. And every single page has a pocket because every single page is an envelope. So we did some whipsies. We're going to have to figure out that name yet still. Belly bands. Just a little bit of everything. Another belly band, some journaling cards, another whipsy-doo there. There's a pocket here. These are attached but movable. Some journaling paper there in a side tuck. We covered our ribbon under the cover, which is just printed on printable on cardstock. So that was the grand finale. So it was a lot of you liked that as the last project. Once you know how to put the envelopes together in the right order, in the right direction, it's such a simple little thing, but it's such a neat way to make a quick journal. Back to the pros and cons here. So I think I've kind of summed up my 7 takeaways. So progress over perfection, creativity loves consistency, small efforts add up, creative confidence grows, community fuels creativity, your voice matters, and making time to create is worth it. Those were my takeaways, my personal gains from doing the 100-day project. As far as cons go, the only thing I would caution you, if you wanted to take on the 100-day project or a 30-day project, or if you wanted to join with any collaboration, is just keep in mind when you make a commitment like that, you may have to take some of your other projects and literally shelf them for a while. And that's what I had to do. So there's a few things I wanted to do. And until I got right into this, I didn't realize how much time this would take. So it's not just the 20-minute video, it's the video, the editing, the uploading, all the things. So it takes a little more time. So keep that in mind. If you're just going to do if I could have just done reels, it would have been a lot quicker for me, a lot less time involved if I just did reels, but I never would have gotten to know all of you. So I am glad that I gravitated towards the YouTube more towards the end, and we really built a nice community, didn't we? So thank you for being here, and I wish I could list all your names. There's just so many of you now, but you know who you are, you know who's been here all along. Will I do it next year? Probably not. Will I do other things? Yes, maybe we'll create our own little challenges, but I don't know. Well, we'll see where we are this time next year. I might want to. I don't know. We'll see. But that would be my only con. It's just you have to balance. Some projects might need to take back seat for a while. That's all. That's the only thing. And the 100 days does come to an end, so you can pick up those projects after. And that would be it. So do I recommend it? Yes, I do recommend it. And like I said, you just have to decide for yourself if the amount of time you're going to spend on it. But that's the whole purpose of the 100-day project, is to do something creatively every day and then document it on social media. Those two things. That's what makes the 100-day project. You can do the 100-day project and then not document it, but then you're not really part of the 100-day project. So the whole idea is documenting it on social media, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. The whole idea of that is that's what keeps you committed. That's what keeps you motivated, is because that is the requirement. There's no rules really, like there's nobody here telling you what to do, but to be part of that 100-day project and say that you're part of that 100-day project, that's what you're doing. So, and here we are, and now we've built this great group of friends. So thank you again for following me along. Let me know what your favorite projects were, your favorite envelope projects, which days you liked. And there are still, I have had a couple people say any of the reels I've done that I didn't do a full YouTube tutorial, they would like to see those as a full YouTube tutorial. So I guess I will do them all eventually. I just don't know exactly when. I'm going to take a little break from that for now, because right now we are working on the altered book journal, and we're using, like I said, we're going to do a travel theme. So if you want to follow me for that series, it'll just be like maybe 4 videos or so, maybe 5, I'm not sure. And I don't think we can do it in 3. I think we can do it in 4. But the first video is up. We've prepped our book, and then we'll move on to next stages. So if you're interested in that, follow me here on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.